What's the purpose of the Mass? It's really important that we understand, first and foremost, that the Mass is the praise of God, and secondly, that it's our opportunity to pray for the world. I love the way that the Church constantly tells us what the Mass is about. So, for example, at the end of the preparation of the gifts, the priest says, "Pray, brothers and sisters, that my sacrifice and yours." And the people respond, and when they respond, they say what the Mass is about. They say, "May the Lord accept the sacrifice at your hands for the praise and glory of His name." Well, wait a minute. For the praise and glory of His name. That's the first purpose for the Mass. We are here to praise God for the wonderful things that He has done for us. And secondly, we're here to pray for the sanctification of the world. The prayer continues, "For our good and the good of all His holy church." If we had those two ideas, the praise of God and praying for the world, first and foremost in our minds when we celebrate Mass, it would completely change the way we experience the Mass. A lot of people think that the Mass is about forming community. Now, what I'd say there is that there is an aspect of the celebration of the Mass that does form community, but community is a byproduct of our genuine worship of God. If we come to Mass first and foremost to praise God, to worship God, our care for others is something that follows automatically. The Church has always tried to keep these two things in balance, the praise of God and care for others. And it's only when these two things are in balance, our praise of God and our care for others, that our prayer and our care of neighbor can be authentic. If we don't have care of neighbor in the Mass, then the words of praise are empty. If we don't have praise of God in our care of others, then our work is simply social work. So the purpose of the Mass is praise of God and prayer for the sanctification of the world. In our evaluation of the Mass, if we were to say, was God praised? Is my praise of God leading me to care for others? Then we know that we have authentic worship of God.